The latest technology has certainly impacted the category known as source units because so many different options have popped out all over the place. But we've stayed the course. But there are other innovative brands within this segment that have come up with extremely niche applications that you need to know about. Today, we've got RDV Technology in the house, and their owner, Rich Disclafani, is going to tell us all about it. This is CMA Networks, brought to you by SiriusXM, all about RDV technologies. And it starts now. Thanks for tuning in once again, everybody, and welcome back to CMA Networks, brought to you by SiriusXM. I'm your host, Ben Wu, and as we close out the source unit category, we are bringing to you yet another option that is available to you dealers out there, and it's an option coming to you from a brand that's really focused on technology and offering very niche applications. We've got their owner, Rich Disclafani, in the studio with us today. Now, Rich, what exactly are we going to be presenting today?
Hey, Ben, as always, thank you so much for having me on. Today, we're going to be going over my really niche vehicle specific source units for Infiniti, Bentley, and Maserati. So really excited to talk about these pieces.
Wow, Rich, you weren't kidding when you said we're going to be talking about some niche applications, but I am sure as we dive down this conversation, we're going to see some opportunities for you two dealers tuning in. But first, a quick message from our sponsor, SiriusXM, reminding everybody why they love it. And when we come back, let's get into some niche source unit applications from RDV Technology. Don't you dare go away.
Hey guys, Ricky Lima here from SiriusXM. I had a chance to speak to some dealers and ask them what they love about selling SiriusXM. Here's what they had to say.
Coast-to-coast coverage.
I love SiriusXM for commercial-free music.
It's a great add-on sale and a profit opportunity.
We love selling SiriusXM because you can listen to the same channel coast to coast.
Profitability and ease of installation. It's a no-brainer.
We love selling SiriusXM for its ease of installation, great profitability, and reliability.
People love it.
So like me, many of you might have heard of Rich and his company RDVFL because they've come up with an incredible solution and offer it to so many different 12-volt, retailers out there. That makes a lot of sense. Of course, we're talking about their CPAA unit, which gives you a conversion from wired Apple CarPlay and Android Auto to wireless. But guess what? It doesn't stop there. Rich has been in the industry so long, and I have to pick your brain, Rich. When it came to the source unit category, what inspired you to start offering solutions within this space?
Yeah, Ben, I mean, basically, the desire was driven by an opportunity and a kind of a void in the market for these vehicles. And once the opportunity came and the technology really was available to run these types of radios, which in the past wasn't really available. The processing power wasn't really up to snuff to run these types of devices. So now with the processing power has, increased and technology has caught up, it really allowed me to focus on putting source units out there for vehicles that nobody else covered, knowing that they're going to work and be reliable and have the support behind them and the knowledge. So that was really what drove me, was to fill the void in the market. And as an enthusiast, they're really, really cool units. So they do so much, and really nice technology upgrades for the vehicles.
I got to say, Rich, these are some pretty particular applications, but I can only imagine owners of these vehicles who are looking for that upgrade, trying to catch up with the technology that's available today. And I mean, let's be honest, these are higher end luxury vehicles, which surprisingly don't have that technology, which even lower end vehicles today have. So I guess the first thing we want to cover is the feature set that is included in all these radios, regardless of its application. Perhaps we can start with the connectivity side of things.
Yeah, I mean, one of the most beautiful features about these is that, they're all plug and play. There's no modification, cutting, or splicing, or any type of permanent alteration to any of the vehicles that they get installed in. They T-harness right into all the factory harnessing and work with all of the factory features for the most part, except for, a couple small things here and there. But all of the installation is all plug and play. So really nice there. And as far as technology and connectivity goes, on the connectivity side, man, we have wireless CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You get front and rear camera inputs. You can use any audio video streaming app that you want directly from the radio. So, whether it's Spotify or Amazon Music or Pandora, any audio application that you want to download onto it, you can. Same thing with video streaming applications, whether it's YouTube, Hulu, Netflix, Sling. You could download all of that right to the radio itself, use it right on the radio, control it from the radio. It's all built in. So really, really awesome applications that you could use on there, as well as you could download, Candy Crush, video games, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. So you could download, social media apps, video game apps, music apps, video streaming apps, pretty much any type of app that Android supports, you can download right to the radio. So they're so versatile and they do so much as far as technology upgrades. GPS works offline, so they have their own dedicated GPS antenna, so you could download offline maps directly to it and then use those maps when you don't have any GPS signal or any cellular signal or data from your normal cell phone provider. These will rely solely on GPS signal, which you have anywhere and everywhere, as long as you're not obstructed. So really, really, really versatile, awesome radios.
I mean, there's no doubt that the advantage of having an Android-based OS running and having, the Google Play Store, of course, accessing all these different applications, it is truly limitless, and the connectivity side of things are absolutely off the chart. So I have to agree with you there, Rich. But as far as technology is concerned and what that means to the end user, as far as the experience, what type of features do your source units have that will help enhance that user experience for the end user?
Yeah, so I mean, as far as technology goes, these units are so much more than just CarPlay and Android Auto and music streaming. They'll accept a SIM card with data, so you don't have to give it a hotspot if you don't want to. You can give it a hotspot if you want to as well. But these are also a huge technology upgrade for the factory features as well. So the factory HVAC or AC and heater controls now go from analog, hard button and knob to digitally controlled through the radio. These also give you the ability in some cases, like in the Infiniti, to control the factory features behind the scenes. So factory satellite radio, factory AM, FM stay intact in the vehicle, and you can control those behind the scenes. The Infiniti also has analog controls, so you have both. You have the factory analog controls retained, and you also have digital as well. So you have dual option there on the Infiniti radio. But the Bentley and the Maserati, especially because those vehicles tended to be a little bit older and they didn't change. So the technology that was available, like on the Maserati, for example, was the same in 2007 as it was in 2017. So you had radio technology in a 2017 vehicle that was developed in, prior to 2007 when the car was released with that radio. So you take a massive leap in technology, not only on the radio side, but also on the factory integration side with AC controls and heater controls. And also you can access the factory controls in the background. So you could set the suspension settings, monitor air pressure, set speed limits, and all kinds of different features in both the Bentley and the Maserati that you could control through the factory radio that you can control through the aftermarket radio, and then some as well. So really, really awesome technology upgrade overall, not just CarPlay and Android Auto upgrade.
Well, Rich, it looks like you've certainly covered off a lot of the checkboxes as far as connectivity as well as technology features. But let's be honest, we're talking about high-end vehicles, right? Infiniti, Bentley, Maserati. What about the fit and finish? Because I am sure and confident that these end users are going to be critical of the fit and finish of these products.
Yeah, Ben, absolutely. That was one of the main focuses as well, aside from functionality and the radios actually working properly, was the aesthetics, because these are going into really high-end niche vehicles, like you said. And in the case of the Bentley and the Maserati, there's a trim ring that comes with the radio. And it was important that those trim rings match the vehicle as well as possible. Where the Infiniti doesn't use a trim ring, the factory trim fits right over the radio. The Bentley and the Maserati have different trim options. So the Maserati, I have a flat black, a gloss black, and then I have this really awesome real carbon fiber trim that is not sticker. It is not hydro dipped. This is real carbon fiber, and this looks phenomenal in the Maseratis that have the carbon fiber trim, especially the MCs. All of the factory buttons mount right into here. So this is exactly as the factory locations would be as far as mounting, but you can see it right there. Beautiful, real hand-laid carbon fiber. These are really, really high-end frames. I also have for Bentley a light wood grain, a dark wood grain, a gloss black, and I have a real carbon fiber trim coming as well. The wood grains are not real wood. They are either stickered or hydro dipped, but they match really, really well for the most part. But the carbon fiber is the real highlight of the trims of these radios, and the fit and finish is perfect. They fit bolt directly into the factory location. There's no modification whatsoever. They're truly drop-in, plug-and-play radios that aesthetically look perfect in the vehicles. The trim looks great. They are really, really nice looking radios in those cars, where if you had to try to fabricate something, they would look nice, but these are just true plug and play, really nice OEM fitment technology upgrades for these vehicles.
Well, Rich, I think it's time we show the folks at home some images of what these kits look like, what each unit looks like in their environment of these three applications. I'll let you kind of walk us through and point out some of the highlights that these source units do offer.
So what really, really makes these radios special, and what would really be enticing for the vehicle owner, is the way it just completely changes the whole look of the interior. It's a complete technology upgrade. It changes the whole look of the interior, modernizes the whole look of the car. So it definitely takes away some of the older analog look of the vehicle and incorporates some of the newer digital supercar look technology that those cars are lacking. So they still look modern on the outside, but the inside has been severely neglected in the technology case. So this really gives you a full upgrade with the carbon fiber trim on the Maserati. It just looks phenomenal. So really, really whole package for that car as far as looks and functionality, and just a really, really big upgrade, and also allows you to retain the factory audio system. So the customer doesn't have to worry about you having to replace amplifiers and speakers and gutting the whole package, or burying the factory radio and custom fabricating all kinds of dash kits and stuff, which some people may not have the capability. So this really, really streamlines that process and provides a huge technology upgrade for the whole vehicle, not just the radio. Moving on to the Bentley. Bentley is another one, same thing in a lot of aspects. Really, really nice trim, integrates into the vehicle that way, aesthetically very, very nice, clean, very, very big technology upgrade. One of the big things about the Bentley radio is that it covers a pretty wide range of applications from 2004 to 2018, the Continental line. And during that time, there were two different radios that were available from 04 to 2011, and then from 2012 to 2018, there were two different radio packages. And this one radio is compatible with both different radio packages. So one radio, one kit comes with everything you need, whether it's an 04, 05, or it's a 16, 17. It's compatible with all of the factory audio packages. So all the Bose systems, the name, all of the audio packages that the Bentleys come with, it's compatible with, and they're just plug and plays into the factory system. So no adding amps, no anything as far as modification to the vehicle, retains all the factory audio system. So really, really nice and unique there because it covers that wide range of applications for the Bentley, with 2 different radio packages with the same radio and the same trim and everything. Then the Infiniti is really, really nice and unique because that allows you to still retain the factory satellite radio, AM and FM, and use those factory features and switch between the new source unit and the factory features in the background. So there's a button on the radio that you can press that allows you to switch between the two, which is a really, really nice, cool feature of that, because one of the factory screens stays intact. And we are still communicating all through the factory system, and because it stays intact, you're able to access that factory system in the background and switch between the two. So that's a really, really nice feature of the Infiniti radio, as well as using the factory trim. So there's a zero change to the way that the trim looks in the vehicle. It completely retains the OEM aesthetics 100%. And even with the AC control buttons, they are OEM grade, so you still have the OEM aesthetics there with the buttons and everything. So 3 really, really, really nice radios, very niche, all unique applications, all with a very unique feature set to them, that each one has the little differences particular to that specific vehicle application.
Well, Rich, to round out this conversation, we've talked about all the features. You've pointed out the little highlights and kind of little nuggets for every application. But the biggest question is, what about support? And more importantly, what about warranty? And what makes dealers confident in being able to order and offer these type of solutions to their customers?
Ben, I mean, I try to make myself available 24/7 for support for all of my products. So I'm pretty hopeful that my reputation through all these years, working with retailers for the past 15 years on the manufacturing side, has earned me the reputation of providing some of the best support in the industry and being there for my dealers when they need me to be, whether it's evenings or weekends, holidays. I have tons of dealers in Canada. Their holidays are different than here in the US. So even on my own holidays, there's a lot of times Canadian customers that are working because it's not a holiday up there. So I try to always answer the phone, whether it's the weekends or evenings. I pretty much tell everybody if I'm awake, I'll answer the phone. So if you're working, I'm working. And the last thing I want to do is leave a dealer hanging. I know exactly what it feels like to be working on a car, have a customer there waiting, something's not working right, or you're overthinking it, or you're just tired and drained from the day, and something simple you're missing, and there's nobody to call, and you need to get the car done. That's probably one of the worst feelings that you could have in this industry, and that's definitely something I never want any of my dealers to feel. So I try to make myself available as much as I possibly can, fortunately but unfortunately. And of course, the products come with a 3-year warranty. And from a warranty and support side, I'm probably one of the easiest people and companies to deal with. I have no problem exchanging product if there's something wrong. I stand behind the product 100%. So I will never leave you hanging, and you could feel confident that you're always going to, get the best quality support and warranty in the industry for me.
Well, that was Rich Desclafani from RDV Technologies giving you the details on his brand new application-specific source units for Bentley, Infiniti, as well as Maserati. Now, as he mentioned, or maybe hasn't, but I will for him, if you're looking for more information on any of his products, whether it's for these source units or otherwise, make sure you check out their website found at rdvfl.com. Now, if you happen to be a dealer in Canada tuning in and you're interested in getting more information, well, then you need to know that their official Canadian distributor is, in fact, Importel. Of course, I reached out to our good friend, the 12-volt Viking, Jaron Gelmalon over at Importel, to get his perspective on this. Now, Jaron, these are very niche products. And, I didn't want to go too far with it, but I'm going to ask you, these are very particular customers. So how do you feel that the products that Rich has developed answers the call when it comes to these specific niche clients?
Yeah, the product line is definitely small. It's a very niche customer base, but what we're looking for is when a customer walks into your store, one being, hey, a customer walked into our store, we're surprised at that. They didn't just call on the phone or go on the internet. But we never want to say no to a customer that comes in. And there isn't a lot, like Rich had touched on, there isn't a lot that you can do in these vehicles as far as trying to retrofit a head unit in. And even if you went through all the labor, all the dollars, figure out everything on the back end, getting the factory amplifier to work and everything, at the end of the day, you're only sitting with a 7-inch screen, 8-inch, maybe a 10-inch. But having Rich's product, you have a giant 12-inch screen in the vehicle that looks as coined Tesla screen. And you have a great looking interior at the end of the day with a great head unit in it that's able to process everything, uh, download all your apps to and process right from that head unit, and giving you a great upgrade for that customer in their high-end vehicle. Again, we don't want to say no to anyone. We want to make sure that the application's there. That's why we're trying to make people aware of them. So when a customer does come in, hey, you're not saying no to that customer. Let me find out, Mr. Customer. I'll get you a price.
Now, Jaron, you mentioned a key word there I want to dive a little deeper into, and that is awareness. And in today's world of, well, online marketplace, where there are a gajillion different options out there from brands we've never heard of that offer no support or any insight as to the technology or what it is that they're offering, how do dealers, in your opinion, navigate this? And is awareness key?
Yeah, awareness is definitely key for any retailer or end user customer. There's so many brands out there. The world has become a bigger, smaller place at the same time. It's a very big place, but it's very small to find products from all over the world that we didn't 10, 15 years ago to be able to pull products from China. But what we pride ourselves on at Importel is partnering with great companies, great brands. So if you're coming to us for a solution, that we pride ourselves on the solution. Same with Rich. Rich is a great vendor partner to deal with. And he prides himself on being a great solution and shows that with his backup of warranty and support for 3 years on the shelf warranty to be able to exchange it for the customer, not 30-day warranty or no warranty that you get from ordering online. So we want to make sure customers are aware of that.
And finally, Jaron, I would only assume that with such a niche product like this, there is probably a procedure in place to order one of these for your customer. Quickly walk us through what the best thing to do if I happen to be a dealer with a customer in mind.
Certainly, yeah, being very niche, we want to make sure that the customers looked after. All these products, as Rich is adding different trim kits and everything to uh, constantly evolving products that we will make them available on our website. It will be a special panel that says special order. We're not necessarily going to stock all these kits because of the price of them. It's just a possibility, but Rich is a great partner and we'll get it to you as fast as humanly possible.
Well, I want to take this opportunity to thank both Rich from RDV Technologies as well as Jaron for joining us from Importel. And as I sit here reflecting on everything we discussed today, the world is getting bigger as far as marketplace, but there's something to be said about service and support, especially in our industry, guys. And you know as well as I know, this is of paramount importance. And I think what Rich here is offering is some very specific niche solutions to customers that are craving that technology upgrade in their very prestigious high-end vehicle. That's it for this CMA Networks presentation brought to you by SiriusXM. Thanks for tuning in. I'm your host, Ben Wu. Until next time, we connect.
There's never been a better time to have SiriusXM with over 150 channels in your vehicle. Your Platinum Plan offer includes more than ever before to enjoy online, on your phone, or at home. Create your own ad-free personalized stations powered by Pandora. Hear ad-free extra channels and enjoy favorite shows with SiriusXM Video on Demand. What you love is on now.